Just last October, speaking on the Business Podcast about the club's long-term plan, part owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe promised Rúben Amorim 3 years to prove he's a great coach. Barely 3 months later, the Portuguese manager has been relieved of his duties. The club's statement explained this move as an effort to give the team the best chance of the highest possible Premier League finish. Such a 180-degree turn is startling, but not surprising. Results were unsatisfactory throughout Amorim's 14-month tenure, but the decisive factor was a loss of form. Just 3 wins in the last 11 league games. Critical points were squandered from winning positions against Nottingham Forest, Tottenham, West Ham, Bournemouth, and bottom-of-the-table Wolves. The manager might have been granted a stay of execution had it not been for his public defiance. Following the draw with Leeds, Amorim openly voiced grievances with the board, hinting at sabotage of his famous 3-4-3 formation and a lack of transfer market support. His angry finale, "I will do my job for another 18 months, and then we part ways," became the point of no return. This reaction to the lack of January reinforcements was understandable but short-sighted. While Amorim managed to fix the toxic dressing room atmosphere and implement a more modern style of play, he largely deviated from the club's traditions. He stopped trusting academy graduates, abandoned wing play, and eschewed risky, entertaining football. Any positive developments were negated by his strange, often paradoxical in-game decisions. As a result, he leaves Old Trafford with the worst Premier League win percentage in United's history, 32%. Amorim is a charismatic and demanding coach, but for top-flight English football, he proved too dogmatic and one-dimensional. Now, freed from the dictates of the previous system, the Red Devils begin their ascent. Amorim's departure will immediately alter the fates of many players. Some will return to the starting lineup or their natural positions, while others, who were in the Portuguese's favor, will face difficulties. For now, Academy coach Darren Fletcher will take temporary charge. The main winners and losers after Amorim's dismissal, Kobbie Mainoo. 2025 was certainly not a breakthrough year for the talented midfielder. Under Amorim, the Academy graduate, despite the team's unstable performances, led a miserable existence as a bit part player, coming on in the dying minutes of matches. The starting spots were firmly held by the Casemiro-Bruno Fernandes duo. Despite pressure from fans eager to see Mainoo in the lineups for both United and England, the manager was unyielding, stating he would only play the youngster when he deemed it necessary. In January, there were even rumors of a loan move to Napoli, but now everything has changed. With the arrival of a new manager, who is unlikely to inherit the unpopular 3-4-3 formation, the 20-year-old Mainoo will have a clean slate and every chance to reclaim his starting spot after recovering from injury. His talent will finally be given room to flourish. Mason Mountable. Paradoxically, it was under Amorim that Mount finally came alive after a series of injuries and disappointments. In a system with 2 number 10s, he became an important cog, with his goal and man-of-the-match performance against Wolves, 4-1, met with glowing praise from the manager, who valued his work ethic and quality. However, the Amorim era is over. The new tactical model will likely be more expansive and rely on traditional wingers, summer signings Matheus Cunha and Bryan Mbeumo. Mount is versatile and can play deeper, but it's not his forte. The risk is that the progress of recent months will be lost, and the Englishman will find himself on the fringes of the squad once again, failing to recapture his Chelsea heights. Bruno Fernandes. United's captain was once again in a league of his own this season, but this time while playing out of position as a number 6. Sacrificing his natural role for Cunha and Mbeumo, Fernandes still produced phenomenal statistics. 12 goal contributions in 17 games, 3rd in the league for XA, and 1st for key passes. Yet, this was a dead-end path. Using the team's chief creator in such a withdrawn role was a crime against his talent. Fernandes is a born number 10, a killer near the opponent's penalty area. His return to his familiar position will be the main tactical bonus of the new era and will instantly enhance the Red Devils' attack. Amad Diallo. Like Fernandes, Amad was forced to adapt to the system, playing as a right wing-back, and he coped more than admirably, contributing to 5 goals and forming an effective partnership with Mbeumo. But defense is not his element. Physically slight and attack-minded, Diallo was often the cause of conceded goals. Now, with the abandonment of the 3 at the back system, he will most likely lose his starting place. In a probable return to a 4-2-3-1, the attacking quartet will consist of Sesko, Fernandes, Cunha, and Mbeumo. Diallo will be left praying for a 4-3-3 setup, but even then, the team's balance might be better served by others. Upon returning from AFCON, he is likely destined for the bench. Harry Maguire. A return to a back 4 could spell the end of Maguire's United career. At 32, with a series of injuries and increasing mobility issues, he no longer merits a starting role. On the left side of central defense, Lisandro Martinez is undisputed, perfectly complementing Luke Shaw. On the right, after returning from injury, his partner should be Matthijs de Ligt, recently described by Nemanja Matic as the club's best defender. Maguire, who has become a cult figure and scorer of crucial goals in recent seasons, seems to have completed his cycle in Manchester. An extension for his contract, expiring this summer, looks extremely unlikely. Epilogue: a lesson for the board. The decision to dismiss Amorim, made by Ratcliffe with the support of Berrada, Wilcox, and Sir Dave Brailsford, was also the outcome of an internal conflict. It was due to disagreements with this group that Dan Ashworth previously left the club. Perhaps, if the experienced Ashworth's views had been heeded, then United could have avoided the current chaos. Now, having once again changed course, the club is starting with a clean slate.